Okay, I think good morning, everyone. I think all of our presenters are here now, and so I just wanted to maybe we'll get things started. And as attendees come in, everyone has we're in a webinar format, so you won't be able to see your video or speak as an attendee right off the hop, but we will open it up during the question and answer period. So my name is Graham Scott. I am the Manager of Economic and Business Development with the Municipality of East Hants, and we are excited to be partnering with the East Hants Chamber of Commerce to just offer a local business supports and services sort of webinar for you guys today. The aim of this webinar is really to give local businesses in East Hants a overview of the types of services and supports that are available through different agencies and organizations within the province to really help businesses grow, to help them improve their resiliency, and to help them with sort of different issues and challenges they may be facing. So today we are lucky to have representatives from the CBDC, from NSBI, from FutureWorks, and from ISANS as well, and all of them have been gracious enough to come and sort of provide some information on the services and supports that they do offer to local businesses. So I'll just do a quick round of introductions and then we can sort of jump right in. So today from NSBI we have Sean Cochran, and from ISANS James Rumble, from the CBDC David Merrill. FutureWorks is represented today by Tracy Eisner. So good morning to all of our panelists. Thank you for attending.
Good morning.
Hi everyone. Thanks for having us, Graham.
No problem. So just as a quick housekeeping note to everyone, as I sort of mentioned just on the front end, because there were some questions around, I can't see myself. So in this webinar style format, you will just see the panelists, but feel free to, during the presentations or just the discussions that we're having, to jot down questions and feel free to ask them. We'll do a question and answer period at the end, or you can put them in the chat area, and we'll pick them up and we'll address them during that question and answer period. So for today's sort of order of operations, we'll have Sean Cochran speak, and each presenter will go through them in sort of 5 or 10 minute increments, whatever time period they need. But if you do sort of have a pressing question, like I said, just jot it down in the chat that's pertinent to something that's being said, and we'll try and pick that up at the end and share it with the whole group. We anticipated probably taking about 45 minutes of your time, and then we'll provide about 15 minutes or so for questions and answers at the end. And then we'll let everyone get on with their day, hopefully with a bit more information than they had when they started. So maybe what I'll do is at this point, I'll turn it over to Sean and let Sean from Nova Scotia Business Inc. Introduce himself and sort of give an overview of the services that NSBI has to offer for local businesses. Good morning, Sean.
Hi, Graham. Yeah, thank you very much for the invite today. My name is Sean Cochran, and I work with Nova Scotia Business Inc., business development advisor located in Windsor, and I work with businesses in Hants, Kings, and Annapolis counties. So today I just wanted to take the opportunity to tell you a little bit about NSBI and what we do and how we work with businesses in Nova Scotia. So Nova Scotia Business Inc. is the province of Nova Scotia's business development agency. We work directly with businesses with the view of expanding business activity in order to strengthen and grow the economy of Nova Scotia. And our efforts are really focused in two areas. One is attracting and expanding business investment into Nova Scotia, and the other is trade and export, working with businesses in Nova Scotia that are either presently exporting and looking to get into new export markets, or who are new to exporting and interested in learning more about the opportunities. We support companies of all sizes and sectors across the province. We work with businesses to help them become more successful exporters, And we provide programs, services, and advice and global opportunities for Nova Scotia businesses. So when you look at, who we work with, I mean, we do work with businesses that are new to exporting and interested in becoming exporters. We work with businesses that are experienced exporters and looking to expand into new markets and looking to grow and scale. Our partners would include all levels of government, innovation hubs such as Volta and the Rural Innovation Center at Acadia University, post-secondary institutions, and network partners such as RENs, CBDCs, and chambers of commerce. We have, I guess our head office is in Halifax, but we do have regional offices located around the province. And when you look at the sectors that we work with, I mean, we do work with businesses of all sizes in all sectors, but I guess we do put some extra emphasis on working with businesses and sectors that the province has identified as high growth sectors. So this would include sectors such as ocean technology, agri-food and beverage, seafood, information and communications technology. We also work with businesses in sectors such as financial services, advanced manufacturing, aerospace and defense, and life sciences. So I guess when we're really looking at how can we help businesses, we can help businesses explore new markets. We can help them sell their goods and services abroad. We can assist them in identifying business partnership opportunities. We can provide business advice and solutions. We have trade missions that we can support businesses through. We can help to remove barriers to export and help businesses grow their capacity. We can help companies grow through e-commerce solutions, research, intelligence, and business advice. We can help companies build their global networks. We can help companies improve their productivity and provide them with access to R&D. And we can assist businesses on capital investment projects. So now I just want to take the opportunity to maybe take a little bit of a closer look at some of the programs that we have to support businesses. One is our business development program. This particular program provides funding toward the cost of hiring consultants or outside service providers to really do, a wide range of activities for businesses, as long as it's helping to remove a barrier to export for the business. So this could be things like, maybe projects around participation in a global supply chain, branding strategies, developing export strategies, market research, succession planning, things along those lines. Our export growth program is a program that we have that can provide funding toward the cost of travel associated with participating in trade shows, conferences, meeting with new clients, meeting with partners, distributors, or if you have a new customer that needs to come to Nova Scotia to meet with you and see your facility, we can potentially assist those types of projects through our export growth program. Our Productivity and Innovation Voucher Program is a program that we have that provides funding toward connecting industry and post-secondary institutions around applied research projects. So with this particular program, we provide funding to Nova Scotia post-secondary institutions to complete research projects for Nova Scotia businesses, with the view of the business then taking that research and utilizing it to help them grow or to help them sell their products or services outside of Nova Scotia. A lot of the projects are, as I mentioned, these are applied research projects, and a lot of them are focused on things such as the development of a new product, new service, process, things along those lines. Our digital adoption program is a program that we have that can provide funding toward investments in digital tools and innovations. So this would be, things along the lines of implementing new software platforms, hardware, operational digitization, automation, e-commerce, things along those lines. Our Scotian Global Advisors Program is a program that we have, which is really it's a network of professionals with connections to Nova Scotia who really have offered their expertise and insights to Nova Scotia businesses. These folks are influencers and experts located around the world, and they help to create connections and opportunities for Nova Scotia businesses. They're really a resource to provide advice, connections, market insights, things along those lines. And the program is really designed to leverage their global experience to really help Nova Scotia businesses. Our trade market intelligence program is, I guess, a service that we have within NSBI where we can conduct market research for businesses, with I guess the view of them then taking that research and utilizing it to help them grow and scale and expand and grow their export sales. We have access to a lot of databases that the public wouldn't have access to. So if a business has a market research question and we can find the answer for them, we're happy to do the research and provide that to them. And of course, there's no cost for that. Types of research that we can potentially do would be things such as competitor analysis, trade regulations, market information, such as demand size, value trends, marketing research, and information around industry certifications and standards. We have a lot of training and workshops. Those are pretty much exclusively happening virtually now. Prior to COVID, of course, a lot of those would have been in-person workshops, but now those are all happening virtually. Presumably at some point we'll be able to do them in person again going forward. But, a lot of there's really a wide range of workshops that we offer, ranging from things that would be designed for businesses that are new to exporting to, businesses that are experienced exporters. So this could be training around, sector-specific training, market-specific export training, such as fit skills, business, marketing, things along those lines. And again, those are all happening virtually now. Trade missions, that's something else that we've done a lot of in the past. This year, of course, with the restrictions around travel, we weren't doing a lot of trade missions. We did participate in some virtual ones. But these are really a cost-effective way for new buyers and for Nova Scotia businesses to find new buyers, new customers, or attract business investment and capital. And the trade missions that we participate in are typically sector-specific and targeted geographically. The last program that I'll just mention quickly is our small and medium-sized enterprise innovation rebate program. That particular program provides funding toward capital investments in the $375,000 to $2 million range. And for projects that do qualify for it, it's a 25% rebate toward the capital investment, and it's really designed to incentivize businesses to make investments that will make them more productive, more innovative, and more globally competitive. So I guess in conclusion, I would just say if you're a business in Nova Scotia that's an existing exporter or new to exporting, we would certainly welcome the opportunity to speak with you. And happy to take questions if anyone has any, or if Graham, I'm not sure if you want to do those at the end or now, but whatever works. Happy to take any questions.
I don't have any in the chat right now, Sean, so maybe we'll just take all the questions at the end, and I'll just sort of filter through any that come up, and we'll open it up at the end to just make it a little bit easier on everyone. Thanks, Sean, very much for that. Really appreciate it. A lot of great information there. Very quickly, you've got a couple programs there, Sean, to work with. So thanks again. We're going to move on to James Rumble, and James Rumble is with ISANS. So good morning, James, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'd just like to acknowledge that we are on unceded traditional Mi'kmaq territory, and we at ISANS are grateful for the peace and friendship treaties. At ISANS, as we work to settle newcomers to Nova Scotia, we honor and respect the Indigenous people of this land. So I've been at this role for just under 2 years now. The role was created following the results of the IVANY report, the One Nova Scotia report, which basically the data showed that the rural communities were being hollowed out. Talent was all moving out of the rural communities, either into the cities and things like that. As well, the newcomers to Nova Scotia, I think it's roughly north of 70% of newcomers are settling in Halifax. So the rural onboarding employer engager roles were created to facilitate the recruiting, hiring, and retention of newcomers to the rural areas. And so it's been a really busy time. As many of you may know, Nova Scotia is looking at a demographic crunch over the next 10 years. We've got lots of people who are retiring, and we're looking at a shortfall of roughly 250,000 jobs over the next 10 years that are going to be unfilled. Many of those high-skilled jobs, doctors, nurses, engineers, you name it. In the rural areas, there's a lot of employers that are looking for the lower skilled workers. So we're basically here to help any employer who has a labor need. And the way that we do that is through our programming, addressing the recruiting and hiring and retention side of things. So it's a big shift, I think, for a lot of people to consider immigration as a strategy for a labor strategy, and so it's a lot of new work and new vocabulary, and so I'm your point of contact to connect employers to other settlement provider organizations such as YReach. In the rural regions, they handle the rural settlement side of things. Like I said, I'm the onboarding employer engager, so I work with employers. When you do want to recruit in Canada, you do have to advertise locally first to prove that you cannot find Canadians locally that will fill those jobs. Once you do exhaust those options, immigration is pretty much the no-brainer going forward. And so it's a conversation to have with employers, because there's so many things to consider. Just because you've maybe found somebody, if you're advertising on the Canadian Job Bank, for example, you'll probably be getting resumes from overseas. I get resumes sent to me all the time on LinkedIn, and I have to reply to those folks that I don't handle that. That's not my responsibility, but I'll point them in the right direction. So I'll make the connections to the Nova Scotia Office of Immigration or any other services for folks seeking to come inside. But as an employer, for example, if you're in agriculture and you're looking to hire folks to come in and work on the farm, there's a lot of things you got to think about. First of all, the three traditional barriers to folks that are coming into Canada. That one of them is the language barrier. So ISANS does have the English in the Workplace program. It's a free 12-week program, 2 90-minute lessons per week during work time, and we'll do that remotely as well. And it's tailor-made to the needs of the employer. So if there are any language barriers, we will help with that, with the training and vocabulary and common phrases, things like that. Safety is a big issue. Another consideration for folks to make is not just the language, but also the credentials. If you're looking for someone to come in, let's say from the Philippines, Canada has quite a few Filipino workers coming in, especially in the healthcare sectors. There are various agreements and credential issues that we come into, that we have to meet and figure out. So if somebody has maybe a shortfall, we do offer for those newcomers the Atlantic Immigrant Career Loan Fund, which will help them to, if they have to upgrade and go to NSCC or things like that, we'll help them and facilitate those loans for them so that they can upgrade. But the other consideration, I mean, there's so many. It's a vast topic. If you're a farmer and you have certain types of farm machinery that you're working with, the immigration side of things, you have to kind of become a detective, because you have to figure out, for example, what other countries in the world are using these types of machines. For example, like I know that recently, talking with some farmers, they've been looking at folks from the Ukraine because they heard that folks in the Ukraine are using similar or the same type of farm machinery. So in terms of training, when somebody does come over here, you've kind of got that figured out. And again, the language side of things, you got to look at, what languages do people speak in those countries. So that's just one kind of slice of things that employers have to consider when it comes to recruiting. And then when you do hire, we are here to support the hiring as well with all of the programs that we offer. If the folks are here already, for example, international students, that is a massive pool of labor. Roughly 10,000 students are in Nova Scotia at any given time. And in the summer months, if they haven't graduated yet, they're eligible to work full-time hours, or winter break as well, and the spring break. When they do graduate, most international students graduate with an international graduate work permit. So that's a 3-year work permit. It helps them to get on their feet, and they can work towards applying for the permanent residency. And the government is trying to fast track those permanent residency permits, and we obviously want more citizens as well. So some of the programs that we have, I'm just going to cut and paste for employers. This is the ISANS website you want to go to for the employer supports. And on the right-hand side of the page is all the, just not everything, but some of the employer supports that we offer. So we do on-site as well as online recruitment and career information sessions. We will work with employers or a sector, and we will gather candidates for jobs and allow the employers to come and introduce and talk about the job, and then finish up with a speed interview round. And quite often people will get hired through those. So they're pretty popular. We also have our own e-recruitment tool, which is called Skills Match. It's very similar to Indeed. You register, and by registering, you have access to all of our job-ready candidates who are in the system, and it'll match the jobs to the candidates based on the NOC codes, the National Occupation Classification codes. So Skills Match is another great tool. As I mentioned, English in the workplace to help with the language issues. Professional practice program is also another program. So the 3 barriers, as I mentioned, language, credentials, and Canadian experience. Canadian experience being the third traditional barrier. So the professional practice program is a free program where folks will work for anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks at no cost to the employer. And it basically will match somebody who has related skills to an employer to give them that first taste of what it's like to work in Canada. And a lot of employers are using this as part of their probation period. So I know some employers in the manufacturing field, they may have a 3-month probation period. They'll cut that in half and save half of their costs and do the professional practice program for that. And there is certain commitments by the employer that it's not just a way to get somebody for free for a certain amount of time. We do want hiring to be the goal, and we will expect there to be some feedback and evaluation through that. We also have a similar program for trades. I know there's a new one being introduced for carpentry. We have ones for engineers. There's a whole ton of them. Yeah, the Internationally Educated Engineers Bridging Program is another one. So there's quite a few. We're always looking for volunteers as well, mentorships. But I'd just like to talk a little bit about the benefits of hiring newcomers to Nova Scotia. Graham, you mentioned resiliency as one of the key focuses over the last year. And if you think about what it takes to move, and I'm speaking from experience because many years ago, I moved to Japan, and I spent 17 years in Japan, and I did start my own business there as well. And so being a stranger in a strange land, you have to rely on your entrepreneurial skills to make things work. And so when people come to Canada or Nova Scotia for the very first time, they're bringing with them those entrepreneurial skills. Those are immigration skills. And I heard a great quote the other day. Immigration is an exercise in optimism. And you do really have to have that mindset when you're starting out in a new country. So whatever we can do to support the newcomers coming into Nova Scotia, because like I said, the Ivany report is showing our rural communities being hollowed out. We really need people to stay. And we are actually, we're trending in the right direction. We're actually, I think now at over 70% for the rural areas retention. The Atlantic Immigration Pilot program is one of those key pieces for employers to use. It's an employer-driven visa stream, and the data for that is a 90% retention for the first year. So I want employers to know that they're not alone. There's ISANS, there's a whole bunch of other organizations we'll connect folks to for help and supports. So just have the conversation, reach out to me, and yeah, just let's talk about what matters to you, because I'd like employers to know it's not just a labor solution that they're getting into, it's really community building. And so the employers are the champions of their community just by taking that leap. And you know, we're all dealing with change these days, so let's keep on going and hopefully stay optimistic. And happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Perfect.
I will also just going to pop in the employer toolbook, and you can download this. It's a PDF. It's a toolkit for all things.
Perfect.
For employers.
Thank you, James.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. Some great labor force supports there. And again, if you do have any questions for James, just feel free to pop them in the chat function there, and we'll pick them up. So next up, we have David Merrill from the CBDC. Good morning, David.
Morning. Hi. CBDC, there are 41 branches across Atlantic Canada. My particular branch serves Kings and Hants County, both east and west. We are aiming to be for entrepreneurial support within the region. So CBDC aims to sustain and grow rural small businesses. We do that. There's really four main forms of support that we use. We have small business loans for up to $150,000. We do skills training. Most of that is virtual now, of course. We also offer free counsel and advice, and we can connect people with consulting work as well. One program that we do to help startups is we work in conjunction with Employment Nova Scotia with our self-employment benefits program. So someone is on employment benefits and they're looking to start a new business. It's a program that is designed basically to help guide them through that first year of business. And as a result, we've had a great success rate of people remaining in business for 5 years following the initial startup. So in that program, they receive financial support from Employment Nova Scotia, and we provide skills seminars with general transferable business skills. As well, we offer regular counsel and support for them in those businesses. So that's been a wonderful program. That's mainly what I do as a development officer. I focus mainly on that, but we also have a large loan portfolio, and we'll do, as I said, loans anywhere from several $100s to $150,000 for small business owners. And the goal is to rural business owners, for them to have a place that essentially we're there to, if you can't maybe qualify for a loan with, say, like a Royal Bank, CIBC, something like that, we're able to take clients to that and get them to the point where maybe they can do that regular financing that may not be available to them as a small business. Didn't have a lot prepared. I was kind of surprised to be involved in the meeting. I do apologize. My director had to take off for a minute, but if anyone has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
That's great. Thank you, David. And the CBDC is a great resource in the local community. We've worked, a number of businesses in East Hants have worked with them over the last number of years since I've been in this role with East Hants. And so I would encourage you to reach out to David or to the CBDC in your area if there's people here not from East Hants. But thanks, David, and appreciate your time as always. So next up, we have Tracy. Tracy is coming to share a little bit of information on her role with FutureWorks. Good morning, Tracy.
Morning, everyone, and thank you, Graham and Ashley and Tracy from the Chamber for having me here. Happy to join you guys. So my role here at FutureWorks, I'm located in Elmsdale, and my role is working as the employer engagement specialist here. So for those of you who don't know a lot about FutureWorks, we are a not-for-profit organization with a few locations around the province. We have a job search center in Truro. We also have what's called now our FutureWorks Truro campus, where we offer training programs for unemployed individuals. And we have a head office in Truro, and we have training centers placed sort of randomly around the province, depending on the need for training programs like CCA. We train unemployed people to work in the hotel industry, in warehousing, doing cleaning, sanitizing, stuff like that. So we offer a variety of programs, and also specialize in tool that was developed by FutureWorks called ESAT, which is the Employability Skills Assessment Tool. So one of the things that we focus on is employability skills with the clients that we work with and train. And so it focuses on 9 skills around the soft skills as opposed to the essential skills. And so my role here is working with employers, and I work one-on-one with employers in the East Hants area. I also have a colleague who works out of our Truro office as an employer engagement specialist as well. So with employers, I can help with helping them with applications for funding programs, such as START, which is a wage subsidy program to help an employer bring on a new staff. And if that person doesn't have any work experience, they can potentially apply for funding and help their wage subsidized for a certain period of time while that person is in training. We also help with other applications to do with funding programs such as Graduate to Opportunity, which focuses on new grads and an employer who might like to hire a new graduate. There's also Opportunities Fund, which is a program if we have clients who have disclosed that they have a disability and an employer is open to hiring a person with a disability, they can access a wage subsidy as well to help support the training of that new staff. All of these programs, the intention is for full-time employment at the end of the wage subsidy. So there's also job creation partnerships. I also help employers with job postings, helping them develop job postings, helping them to develop job descriptions if they're struggling with the proper wording around posting a job and how to attract the people that they're looking for. So a lot of that can come in their job posting and how they're marketing their positions. So I can help, I work with a lot of employers one-on-one with that. We used to have our own job posting site, but now we've switched over to what's called the Nova Scotia Works job posting site, or it's called, the website is novascotiaworks.ca. It's a site that's been provided by the province. And so all of the Nova Scotia Works sites across the province now post their jobs on that site so that job seekers can see all the jobs available across the province from employers who are posting there. And so through our organization, we assist employers with posting on that site because an employer can't go in on their own and post a position. They pretty well have to go through a Nova Scotia Works Center. And so I go on site as well to visit with employers, talk to them about what's happening in the workplace, what types of challenges they're having. I also make referrals to CBDC through our SEB program because I work one-on-one with clients and my coworkers here with job matching. And so lot of our clients get referred to the CBDC office for the self-employment benefit program. We also refer clients to ISANS. So James and I have worked before with employers on some of the programs that they have and the services they can offer to employers. So I'm just starting to look at new ways to help employers with recruitment as well, trying to shift gears a little. As James said, there's a huge gap in the labor force, and we're trying to figure out a way to help employers with their recruitment. And so I'm kind of hoping to come up with some new innovative ideas to help employers by focusing on their places where they work, showcasing what jobs they have to offer by going on site, and maybe doing some videoing, just some new ways to try to recruit people and get them attracted to the people into the employers in our area. So if anybody, one of our big things here, one of the things that I'm proud of here with my position at FutureWorks is working with my colleagues here who are the career practitioners. They're working with job seekers. And so when I'm working with an employer, I try to find an employee for them through my colleagues here that will be a good match for them in their workplace. So sometimes employers will call me directly without posting a job and say, hey, Tracy, do you know anybody coming through your center that might be a good fit to work with me in my business? And we talk a lot about succession planning as well. Like, who are you choosing? How long do you want that person to stay? So we do a lot of one-on-one conversations and case conferencing with my colleagues around, who might be a good fit, set up the interview with the employers, and then we follow up from there. I support the employer, my colleagues support the client or the job seeker that's going into the workplace. So it's something that works really well here for us. And if there's any employers looking for a specific fit, then we can often help with that. If we have the labor pool in our case files, we can also go in and look and sort of say, okay, well, this person might be a really good fit. And it's just a good system. Works well for us, works well for the employers. So yeah, that's kind of my role, and I'm happy to answer any questions as well. Happy to meet with any employers who want to meet to chat about some of their challenges in the workplace. And if I can't figure out a way to help, I'll find somebody who can. So thank you guys for having me here.
Thanks,
Perfect.
Tracy,
Thank you,
for joining
Tracy.
us.
Okay.
I just quickly wanted to introduce Ashley McDonald from our team as well. Ashley is our local business support expert. So Ashley.
Thanks, Graham. So as Graham was saying, I'm the business development officer here for the municipality, and I want to take a few minutes and chat with you about some of our services as well, in particular our business retention and expansion program. It's called Business Success. So as local businesses in our community, this is a program that you all have access to. And what it is focused on is really helping us grow and expand your business operations. And how it works is I would come visit you at your place of operations. We talk about your business, and from there I would help you identify any opportunities that you might be able to take advantage of, or any obstacles that you might need assistance overcoming. And I can make referrals and connections to various different organizations, such as those that are on the call today, or to think of some other ones, ACOA or BDC. And it's all just about, helping you succeed as local business here. But there are also many other services that we do as well. If you are looking for, real estate in the area, those are other things that Graham and I can help with, or facilitate introductions to others. We also have Tracy, the chamber coordinator, on the line with us. She's another great resource for local businesses here. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and take any questions that you have for myself or for any of the other presenters on the line. If you want to pop them into the question box there, or raise your hand, and we can get to you that way.
Perfect. Tracy from the chamber, are you able to unmute the attendees now? There we go. Perfect. If there are any questions, feel free to just either raise your hand or just unmute yourself, and you should be able to ask away. Just give everyone a minute here to, I can see them just popping on. Great, I think that's everyone. Are there any questions? No questions, wow. If anyone has their hand up, I do apologize, I can't see it, but
No.
yes, if there's no questions, I'll, no, I don't see any. I'll just thank, I guess, so thank you to all of our presenters today. Some great information given. What we will do is we'll circulate an email to all of the attendees directly after this, just with any of the resources that were mentioned in the presentations. We'll link you over to their websites, and we'll also provide contact information from the for all of our attendees as well. So I guess, oh, and Tracy from the Chamber says, remember to check out our spring business essential skills program. So there are the Chamber offers in collaboration with Labor and Advanced Ed, local business support classes, I guess. They're 40-hour programs that offer essential skills for business owners and business employees. And she's provided the link just over there under the chat section. And they're free. Tracy's chiming in. So I guess, again, thank you very much for everyone's time. We really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Graham and Ashley.
Thanks, guys. No problem.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Cheers.